Versatile Mage. Chapter 251. Comparing the schools. After entering Imperial College, the teacher responsible for receiving everyone quickly assigned them to their dormitories. Now that everyone was an intermediate magician, they could even be considered postgraduate students. Thus, their living standards were quite good. The dormitory had a large hall, and all of the rooms were individual. The dormitory was relatively tall, very close to the top of the building. For Mo Fan, someone who liked to cultivate in the dead of the night, staying somewhere closer to the roof was better for him. If the moonlight was in the right place, he wouldn't even need to use the staircase. He could just use evading shadow to move from his balcony all the way to the roof. Mr. Gu Han, Mr. Chu Yuhua, why don't you take the students and rest here? Tomorrow, the other 6 exchange students from the other schools will come. When the time comes, there'll be a learning event from each other's schools, the teacher in charge told them. So soon, Gu Han was shocked. The comparing notes event between all the magic universities was absolutely necessary. It was just having it so soon surprised everyone. What is it? The time just happens to be right. This has always been the most important event of the year. Furthermore, this year, other than comparing notes, the practicals are also essential. The earlier we start this, the better it'll be, the teacher said with a chuckle. If that's the case, all right. I will come and get you from here tomorrow. Students of Pearl Institute, you should also rest early. We, the Imperial College, have already heard about your achievements. We've been hoping to have a little competition with you, so when the time comes, please be lenient to us. Teacher Lu continued, his polite smile displaying a false sense of modesty. Gu Han's temperament wasn't very good. He wanted to coldly humph in front of the man. What's the point of acting? Who doesn't know that your Imperial College is always the #1 show-off beneath the heavens, and you even dare to ask us to be lenient? After Teacher Lu left, Mo Fan's face was filled with questions. Mr. Gu Han, what is this competition? You don't even know about this. Shen Mingxiao immediately answered suspiciously. Although we are called exchange students, the truth is we are just people dispatched by the university to compete with the students from other universities. Don't feel too pressured. Just use your usual heart to face off against them. Furthermore, there are still students from other schools. Chu Yuhua said. It's not the same. Whether the students from other universities win or lose doesn't really matter. It's because they already know their strengths aren't on par with Imperial College. However, the Pearl Institute is different. If we lose, we also lose our prestige. Don't think too much about it. Go back, rest properly, and adjust your condition, Mr. Gu Han advised them. Mo Fan had basically come here without knowing anything. He didn't know that the second he got here, he'd have to fight. Shit, this is totally against what I expected. Mr. Lu Yiming walked out of the dormitories and proceeded toward the practice grounds. The Imperial College would always put a particular focus on this event every year. In order for them to remain at the #1 rank, the students they arranged to compete against the exchange students were definitely chosen from thousands of eager applicants. Some of them were so powerful that even their teachers were unable to compare. Their students had prepared for a long time for the exchanging of notes this time, especially the ones who were better at fighting. In terms of strength, Lu Yiming firmly believed that there weren't many universities that had any students capable of overpowering Imperial College. The main advantage they had that allowed them to be invincible was that all these students had already gone through fights with one another. This made them even more cooperative in team fights. In the middle of the practice grounds, a man with bare arms and a body like stone asked, Mr. Lu, have the exchange students from Pearl Institute arrived? This person's usage of Earth Ripple was very adept. As he casually took a few steps, he moved from the middle of the practice grounds to the outside. They're here, Mr. Lu Yiming nodded. Ha 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 ha, these mediocre people of Pearl Institute. They hoot at our Imperial College every single day. This time, we have finally drawn you out. Just wait until I beat all of you until you're on the ground, and then we'll see who dares to question the truth. The man with the solid body began to laugh out loud as he clapped his chest. At this time, an elegant student with white clothes joined in. Those from the Pearl Institute have always been loud thunder but small raindrops. They move their mouths and refuse to be beneath us. They don't have any real abilities. I'm even feeling impatient. Lu Yiming watched his students' enthusiasm and displayed a slight smile. The competition between Pearl Institute and Imperial College was not something ongoing for merely a couple of years. These two exceedingly large metropoli were already opposing each other in terms of territory. For schools, places where many ambitious youngsters gathered, a competition was simply unavoidable. In the past, Imperial College had always drawn the other universities as opponents. Winning was very normal for them. This year, it was the Pearl Institute, and this was definitely something worth watching. Pearl Institute was, after all, the #1 university in Shanghai, whereas Imperial College was the #1 university in the Imperial City. With the two most famous magic universities in the nation fighting, that's what was truly called exciting. It's not that the students were too impatient to really display themselves, as even the school board couldn't wait to start the competition. They wanted to truly get rid of Pearl Institute. This way, their spot as the best would be even more firm. Either way, them not decorating all around the campus and celebrating because they were finally able to draw the students of Pearl Institute could still be considered being reserved. Mr. Lu, if we can get rid of the people of Pearl Institute this time and obtain the prestige for our university, would the school give us some additional reward? Zhu Delong asked. The white-clothed student floating in the air, Liao Mingxuan, said, whether or not we get rewarded is not the issue. My hands are very itchy right now. The Pearl Institute, how do I put this, they could still be considered as being alright. The two of you better not be hasty. Don't you go around and destroy the position of our school all on your own, a summoning student within the practice ground spoke up. Beside him was a fierce blue wolf. Lu Zhengge, don't underestimate us. I'd be able to knock down your violent Mark Wolf on my own. Zhu Delong's short temper immediately arose. He, there is indeed someone who is capable of single-handedly knocking down my violent Mark Wolf on their own. However, that person is not you. Why don't you go and practice a couple more years? The summoning student, Lu Zhengge, patted the large head of the wolf next to him, his smile filled with ridicule. Zhu Delong's face turned black as he pointed toward the summoning element student. Just you wait, I will definitely get the highest reward from fighting against other universities this time. With the ability that the Pearl Institute has, I'm afraid even if they were to team up, they still wouldn't be able to win against my violent Mark Wolf. Ha ha ha. Lu Zhengge laughed egotistically. Lu Yiming shook his head. As students of Imperial College, the vast majority of them were very arrogant. That's nothing he could do about it. They indeed had extremely dominating abilities. Where's your captain? Lu Yiming asked. Captain was tired. She went to rest up first. Mr. Lu, why don't the few of us go to the fights tomorrow? Let's not bother our captain. Yeah, just us will be enough. The second they mentioned the captain, the few of them couldn't help but display admiration. The position of this group was very simple. Whoever was the strongest was the captain. When they were choosing their captain, even the extremely arrogant Lu Zhengge did not object. In front of others, Lu Zhengge's violent Mark Wolf was a fierce wolf. In front of her, it turned into a little dog. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.